Hi guys, this is me, Gabriel. This is probably, sorry, my throat's been acting very weird today. This is probably going to be a lengthy, video. I don't know. I'm not too sure how long this video is going to go for. We'll see. It's probably going to be a lot of rambling. Probably. I don't know. You'll see if you see the runtime of this video. But recently I just finished a documentary. They called it a bonus episode, but it's literally just a documentary. I don't understand why they referred it to that, but if you've seen the show, if you know what I mean, yeah. But I just finished binging a show that a family member of mine, I'm not going to say who, but a family member of mine, they've been requesting this to me so many times. Now, this was back when I didn't have Hulu, which was actually a few weeks ago. I just got Hulu like a week after I got mailed said thing, which I'll talk about later. They've been saying that they were really into a show on Hulu, which I knew about. I didn't really think it was going to be one I was really into. And that show was, of course, Schitt's Creek. And that family member has honestly gotten really obsessed with. And out of nowhere, I literally got mailed the complete box set. So, I had kind of got forced into binging the show. And I just finished it today, actually. I finished it, the whole series today. I started it last week, and I finished it today. For it being 6 seasons long, it's very short. I don't understand it. So, it's 6 seasons long, but each season has like 12 to 13 episodes, and they're all like 20-some minutes. So, they're very short. And I knew about the show. I honestly didn't know much about the plot. All I knew was that it was about this family, and there was something about a motel, but that was all I knew about. That was literally all I knew about the show. And I remember seeing some clips and thought, they're fine. I probably saw, and going back, I saw the clips that honestly weren't that really that great, maybe. But because I saw there's a lot of hilarious, popular stuff in the show that I probably should have saw those clips. And for some reason, I just didn't think I would really get into this show. Because this show came out during the timing when I was, when I was really into Young Sheldon. And I thought how this show was going to be like, I thought it was going to be like, I'm probably going to piss off a lot of people, but there's one show I really am not a huge fan of. I don't know. I just can't get into it. I don't like it. It's just, and that's The Office. I know bullets are going to come at me. I just really am not a huge fan of The Office. I don't understand the love for that show. That's just me. I'm not a huge fan of it. If people like it, hey, I'm not hating you guys for liking it. You like whatever you like. I'm personally just not a fan of The Office. And I really thought Schitt's Creek was going to be a lot like The Office. I really did. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this show. Weirdly, that's kind of the opposite. This gives me a lot like, with how the show is filmed and how it's directed and how it's filmed, it really gives me Young Sheldon vibes. And obviously Young Sheldon is different because that's a spin-off of Big Bang Theory. But how this show is filmed, how the choreography for the show is, it really gives me Young Sheldon vibes. I don't understand it. And I really dug into it. And I'm like, had I actually watched this show when it was a big thing, I think I could have actually been a huge fan of it. But I guess I just didn't see why. The huge thing about it. So since then, I just kind of like, oh, Schitt's Creek, yeah, okay. That's a huge show. Okay. I got the exact opposite. I will say, though, right when I did start the show, and I was warned about this, because I do have friends and some teachers who are huge fans of this show. So I was warned of this before I even started. Well, first of all, maybe I should give you guys some context as to what the show is about. This show is about the Rose family, who are very rich. The mom, Moira, who's played by Catherine O'Hara, she was an actress. Johnny, played by Eugene Levy, was like... He made like a video company called Rose Video, and his son, David, played by Eugene Levy's real life son, Daniel Levy, he's just kind of like, well, Daniel Levy, him and Alexis, who's played by Annie Murphy, they were both child stars. They were like child actors. And they each have their own distinct personalities. They really remind me if the Addams Family was a lot less macabre. That's probably a weird analogy. And even Moira. Moira reminds me of Morticia Addams. But if Morticia was a lot less macabre and a lot less creepy and just more happy, Moira gave me Morticia vibes. I don't understand how you can I don't understand how the Home Alone mom and and Lydia's mother from Beetlejuice can make Morticia happy and, oh, yay, ha ha ha. I don't know how she could do that, but she did it very well. And so they were very rich, they had a huge mansion, but all of a sudden, their business manager screws them over, and their house gets repossessed. So now they have to live on this crappy, rundown town smack dab in the middle of nowhere called Schitt's Creek, which they bought the town actually as a joke. They bought it as a joke. And so they're literally having to live in a place that they bought as a joke, quite frankly. So, and they're having to live in this motel, and they're in that town. Oh, the wacky shenanigans and craziness ensues. Like, later on, the mayor, has a new kid. David, meets, his boyfriend, Patrick, who, later get married. And just personal things happen in their lives, and craziness happens in that town, shall we say. So that's pretty much what that show's about. But anyways, back to what I was saying before. When I first started this show, and I was warned about this, because I have friends and whatnot who watch the show. They warned me, you are really not going to like this family in the pilot episode. I'm like, oh, okay. How badly am I not gonna like them? Ooh, you're gonna despise them. You're gonna despise them, they said. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'll keep that a note. And boy, were they right, because I really, especially Moira. Oh my gosh, I could not stand Moira in that pilot episode. I saw the pilot episode. And I'm like, what is this? And, like, I really didn't like how Moira was treating David and Alexis in that episode. And there's times where she was even treating her own husband like shit, pretty much. Shit's Creek. But yeah, and it's David was really bugging me in that episode too. The motel's receptionist, Stevie was her name. There's a moments, I shall say, when David was asking for a towel. So he asked her once, he asked her twice, and then there's a time where, and then that third time, David was like, okay, I'm going to ask you this. I've asked you thrice now. Where is my towels? And I'm like, And then there's another part where Moira thinks her diamonds are stolen. And she literally tries to threaten Stevie by, if they are not found and they are not come back to me, I will press charges. I'm like, I mean, she says it in a better tone than I said, but that's literally, quite frankly, what she says. And I saw that pilot episode, I'm like, I'm really having a tough time liking this family. This family Moira was really bugging me. Alexis was kind of bugging me a little. David, the towel part was like, honestly, the only timing. Johnny was the person that bugged me the least in that pilot episode, honestly. But after that pilot episode, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just continue. And my friend said, you'll hate them in that pilot episode, but trust me, the character development gets better. So I had to keep that in my brain, because, yeah, I really hated them in that pilot episode. But I'm like, okay, the character development gets better. I hated them in the first episode. Let me just continue. And boy, they were right, because the character development in all 6 seasons goes really smoothly. This kind of reminds me too, the character development, especially for one character on NCIS, and that is Tony. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an example. There's a character on NCIS, Tony. He first appeared in season 1 as kinda trying to find a. This is the only word I can think of. Jockish. That makes sense. Like, he was like, because there's an agent on that in that season, Caitlin Todd, and Tony was like, ooh, Caitlin Todd is hot. She's really hot. Caitlin, of course, would really hate Tony for that. And Tony was kind of honestly an a-hole in season 1, and that was pretty much Tony. And then when Sasha Alexander wanted to leave the show after season 2 of NCIS, where they killed off Caitlin's character, Tony was really like, oh shit, maybe I should take this job more seriously. And that's when he started to meet Siva, who took Kate's place in season 3. And he was really growing more mature and whatnot. Then we cut to season 4, when they had the Locke Renly storyline, where we met Jean, who turned out to be Locke Renly's daughter. She turned out to be the daughter of the French arms dealer. And he got better as a person. Not only as an agent, but as a person too. Because in season 1, he was kind of an a-hole. And then when Tony got more, into a serious relationship with Siva, and then found out that he had a daughter with her, and then when Siva faked her death, and everything continues, Tony Tony's transformation from season 1 to season 13 when he left the show is really, you could tell. In season 13, when the last season that Tony was in, or season 21 if you want to count that guest appearance, but when you see Tony gets better as a person, that kind of reminds me of here in Schitt's Creek. It reminds me they were like, Tony's development is cool. Let's do that in these 4 characters. Put that character development in these 4 characters. And I think it works really well. I think it went very well. The character, I really hated that family in the first season. Season 1 they got a lot better. But that first episode, I was like, oh, I really fucking hate these family. But as I said, the character development is strong. They really do a good job with this character development. I think the actors are honestly really good. Eugene Levy, Daniel Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Annie Murphy, they're all really good. I think they're really awesome. I'm really upset that I actually didn't watch this when it was becoming a big thing, because I actually, knowing what I know now, saying that it's not like The Office, I'm like, I actually would have really enjoyed this. I don't. So, and it's really interesting too. And there's a lot, and like the storylines too is very interesting. But as for my opinions of how the show ended, for some weird reason, this series... So, do I think the series ended on a good note? I think so. I think it did pretty well. I mean, there's some things I don't know. I don't know why, but how the series ended really reminded me of the Liv and Maddie finale. Now, I haven't seen Liv and Maddie in quite a long time, but I remember how that finale was. Because in that finale, Liv, Maddie, and the 2 brothers, Joey and I forget the other brother's name. You guys could probably correct me in the comments if you know Liv and Maddie. They all had to go to different places. I think, because I think they either all had like school trips or whatnot going on in their lives. That kind of ended on kind of this way too. Johnny. Wow, I'm just. Johnny and Moira had to go to live in had to go back to California because in the show Moira is an actress. So Moira is going to do like a revival of a show that she had previously done called Sunrise Bay, which was about a hospital. And so Johnny and Moira go to California at the very ending of the episode, so that way they could all live their lives there. Alexis goes to New York to restart her new life, and David and his new husband Patrick stay in Schitt's Creek to continue their life there and continue their life working at Rose Apothecary. There we go. I have a tough time pronouncing that word. The store that the beauty cream store that they work that they own. And then like I saw this finale, that ending. I'm like, this really reminds me of the Liv and Maddie finale where everyone goes to separate places. I'm like, is that what they were trying to do? Is that what they were really trying to do? I don't know if it. I don't know. I'm probably reading into it wrong. I don't know. But I don't know. But I really think that this show is really good. I should probably bring in the elephant in the room. I'm trying to think of what I want to... Sorry. I should probably bring in the elephant in the room. Season 6, the last season, broke records for the Emmys in 2020 because it became the most Emmy Awards that a single season for a comedy series that had ever won. And it won like 8 awards. It won one for Catherine O'Hara for Best Actress, one for Eugene Levy for Best Actor, many for Daniel Levy for Best Supporting Actor, Best Writer, Best Series Writer, Best Series Director. I think it won one for Best Costume Design, maybe, for a comedy series. I'm not too sure. I don't know. But it won, and it did a sweep. Do I think Season 6 warrants those 8 awards? I mean, Season 6 was a good season. I will say that. I think Season 6 was probably my favorite season. And I think the series finale, disregarding that bonus episode documentary shit, which I still don't understand why they count that as an episode. Especially when you play the play all function on the DVD. That documentary plays after the episode. I'm like, why? It doesn't count as an episode, it's just a documentary. Put that as one of the special features. Why do you have to count that as an episode? Sure. I like Season 6. I think Season 6 is honestly the best season in the show, if I'm being completely honest. I think that's my personal favorite season. I don't know if it really warrants that many awards. Definitely one for Catherine O'Hara. I think she's fantastic in the show. Moira cracked me up a lot in the shows, and especially in Season 6. But I don't know. I don't know if it really warranted that many awards. I don't know. Sure. I guess. I don't know. I'm not really much of an awards expert. I don't know. But yeah, it must have been interesting too to have just when they were doing the Emmys, just constantly that show keeps getting awards. I wonder how those cast members were thinking of. Oh, awesome! We like the award, but give it to someone else, please. We have too many. We have too many. Gosh, I know there's something else I want to talk about. But so, oh, yeah. A lot of people really want a comeback and a revival to this show. Do I think that should happen? I really don't know what you could do. They don't live in Schitt's Creek anymore. I doubt they would go back and I doubt their business managers would screw them all over again. I really doubt that would happen again. I really don't think there should be a comeback. I really don't think they should do a revival. I think, and I agree with Eugene Levy because Eugene Levy and Daniel Levy were also series creators on the show too. They weren't just actors and writers and and episode directors. They were the core creators. So this was a show that the Levy family created, and they made it clear that they ended the show because they didn't want to overstay their welcome, and they thought the story ended. And I agree with them. I think the story ended exactly how it ended. There really is no need to go ahead and make a sequel show to this. I really don't think so. I think the show ended exactly where it was. And honestly, I think it would be illogical for especially Johnny and Moira being in California, Alexis in New York, and David and Patrick in Schitt's Creek. I doubt their business manager would screw all of them over. Again, I doubt that would ever happen. So, no, I really don't think there should be a comeback. I mean, maybe like a reunion show where like they all come back and answer questions. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I like the show. I think it's funny. I don't think we need a sequel. Like a sequel show. I don't think that would make sense, especially with how the show ended. No. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, and then, but I don't know. I think the show is really funny. It's really, the writing is really spectacular. I think they did a really good job with the writing. And for my first time binging this series as a whole, it was really interesting. There's moments in the show where I was howling with laughter. There's so many good, funny moments. We all know the Schitt's Creek fans know in the fold in the cheese moments. I shouldn't say we all know, because I didn't even know. I haven't seen the show until now, so the Schitt's Creek fans know the fold in the cheese moment. They know the Moira Rose, Herb Herflinger, or Herb. I don't even know how to pronounce it anymore. The wine ad from season 1. They know the Crows of Eyes moment. Like, it has legit funny moments, and it is tremendously funny. But yeah, I think the show is really funny. It's really good writing. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what else there is to say. But yeah, I think this has now become one of my probably new favorite sitcoms. I think I'm really liking this. But yeah, I think it's a really good show. So yeah, have you guys seen Schitt's Creek? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me saying it's really funny and it has really good writing? Are you on the that's a okay show? Or do you really despise this show? I don't think I've met anyone who really has despised this show. I don't think I have, but I don't know. Maybe there are some people who really fucking hates this show, and I don't know. But yeah, what's your thoughts to this show? Comment down below. There's another show I have planned to binge. It is currently season 1 of a new show called High Potential. That one should be a very quick one. That's like only 13 episodes, whereas it was like an 80 episode binge. So I had a lot of episodes to watch. High Potential is only 13 minutes. Although that show is like 40 minutes long. So it's like double the amount, times the amount of how long Schitt's Creek episodes are. So, but yeah, I don't know. What's your opinions of the show? Do you like it? Are you meh? Or do you really despise it? Comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.